Okay, guys, this is a rare narrated video, and the audience are non-beaters, which would include NFL football players and others who really have never beaded and said, I need to make Taylor Swift bracelets. So here's a step one. What are the letters? These letters are just a quick assortment from Hobby Lobby. And you're going to see that you've got the fat round ones, white 400 piece, but then you have the 1,000 piece. These we're just going to call about 6 millimeters. We're going to call these 4 millimeters. This is a very important package. These beads are the beads that are used in the Little Words Project bracelets. They're smaller and they work better when you're going to write lyrics versus album titles. This bag of beads, these round 400 piece white set, came from Hobby Lobby. And they say $4.49, but of course they're always 50% off. So it's about $2.50. But this bag came from Temu. It was, I think, 1,000 pieces. I'll check. And it was $2.28. So now we're going to open them up and see how many album titles work with the Temu bracelets, unless you have a political issue with buying from Temu, which clearly I don't, versus just wanting to go to Hobby Lobby. But make sure you understand, these Hobby Lobby beads, these round 6 millimeter beads, are a lot easier to find. These 4 millimeter square beads are a lot harder to find. Recently, I saw them at Michael's. I found them at Hobby Lobby, but you're not going to find these at like Walmart. So then the first step is to get your notes on albums and maybe songs. We're going to start with one of these bags of 6 millimeter round beads from Hobby Lobby and see how many album titles we can create with this bag of beads. This is something I find handy. This is called a standard grip mat. This is at the dollar store, and you're going to see why it's handy, because it's sticky. So you can start to spell out your album titles and they don't slip around and make you crazy. Okay, this is the next step, which is size. So, you know, your average like 6-year-old child is going to be a 5.5 inch bracelet finished. Your average like skinny girl like Taylor is probably going to be 6.5 inches. And then your big girl or a possible NFL football player, your bracelet's going to be between 7.5 and 7.75 and maybe 8 inches. So this particular ruler, you want to plan out in advance how big is the bracelet after you put the words down. I like this ruler because it's got both millimeters and inches. Okay, guys, I'm going to check my timestamp on the videos to see how long this took. But here's the news. This pack of roughly 6 millimeter alphabet beads, 400 pieces, $4.49 at Hobby Lobby, successfully makes most of the album titles. However, and my husband will laugh when I say we have a fumble. We have a major fumble. One, there are no numbers, so we can't do one 1989. And also we need a spacer for right there. Taylor Swift, we need a spacer. So I'm gonna go search around for my number beads, but when you go to Hobby Lobby, you need to know you gotta buy numbers and letters if you wanna do all of the titles, album titles. So this is worth noting. In this like $2.28 bag of beads from Temu, you're gonna see we have like the heart, we have some smiley emojis, which can be potentially the spacer between the words, the name Taylor space Swift. So this actually would make better sense if you want to use that as a spacer. Later we're gonna get a little bit more complicated with the friggin' gold shit spacers. Okay, my husband again is gonna get, he hates it when I use sports analogies, but I wanna say this is a score. I found the friggin' numbers. These are sold separately in a pack at Hobby Lobby. These I separated for the 302 for some project because that's where I live. But look, I scored, I found all kinds of colored smiley faces. Yippee. And in this cheap kit, we get like colored hearts. But when you look at these letters, there's no way we can make all the albums. But it's handy because we might want to use some hearts. I was gonna put all these extra letters away, but I decided to see how many more duplicates I can get out of the one pack of alphabet beads, just so when you got like 10 kids at your house or something, you know how many to buy. So at this point, with my $4.99 bag of Hobby Lobby beads, I have one complete set of Taylor Swift's albums, and then I tried to duplicate it, but I ran out of ease. So now we want to look at our color themes for each album. So as you know, at this point, the first album is Taylor Swift, and the first song is Tim McGraw. So I've already picked out for this one that it's moonlight as like a spotlight on a lake. That's kind of a pretty saying that works with blue beads. We're gonna look at the album Fearless. So we've got, oh yeah, Dance in the Storm, First Kiss, Bigger Dreams of Mine. This is when you're 15 and someone says they love you and you're gonna believe them. Love Story, Hello Romeo, I'll Be the Princess. So I think we need to work in pink crystals with gold accessories. He's in love with her other friend. We don't want to revisit that. But I also think Breathe as a song title is going to work maybe with the pink. We've got, oh, here we go. This is a good one. On the Fearless album, we have Tell Me Why is the song, Bulletproof. Bulletproof I've already worked on. Diamond, oh, Distant Diamond Sky, Brighter Than the Sun, Million Little Stars. So we've got our theme of diamonds in the sky, princesses, that works with crystals. And then we're going to work in the black medium with the word bulletproof. Stay tuned. So this is the end of day one of the DIY for the new beater. Just to show you the end product is the Fearless album, kind of the darker theme. I ended up going with Fearless, Breathe. I'm not bulletproof instead of just the word bulletproof. I think that's the vulnerability that's in the song more than just saying bulletproof. And then Tell Me Why. So I ended up going back to Hobby Lobby to get a bag of these silver round beads. I'm not loving the texture on them. They kind of look scratchy and used, but they do work for the theme. So tomorrow I will do a more specific DIY, like how do you actually get it on there? But you can see that my length is in that sort of 7+ range. And this is how many beads I needed after I did the words. I actually used some recycled vintage beads from like a dead lady's bag of jewelry that I bought at a thrift store. I don't know, I just like the dark black textured beads for this. And then some rondelle crystals that I probably bought at Michael's on sale. I also bought the silver spacers at Hobby Lobby today because I knew I was going to work in silver. So this is the package of Metal Gallery, and I bought the 6mm size, which I've ripped off the tag, the bigger ones, and I bought the 4mm size. Going to Hobby Lobby, when you buy these spacer beads, just wait till they're 50% off and buy all the sizes, because I find it really annoying if I don't have all the different sizes. Like you can see here, I use the really big 6mm one to bookend the words, and then I use the 4mm ones as spacers. It's a lot less frustrating when you're a new beater if you just have spacers that all match, and you got to be careful that you keep them together because there's lots of varieties of colors that I'll talk about in the next video. So if you're a new beader, you can do it.